Follow these useful travel tips from kids. We put together a list of useful travel tips from kids to get a kid's perspective on what they expect when traveling. We know. You're probably wondering, what do kids know? Well, they might know a lot more than you give them credit for. Yes, there are lots of family travel blogs with so much information. How to travel with toddlers. How to deal with school-aged kids. What to do about those technology-addicted teens. You can find it all with the click of a button, but do adults know everything? We think not. We must admit there is a limit to our knowledge, as we can only see things from our point of view. So, interested in finding out more from a different perspective? Check out our little compilation of basic travel tips to follow while traveling and during the duration of your trip. You may be pleasantly surprised at the extent of knowledge your little one has. For one, they have a lot of travel time in their archive and have experienced several countries even before clocking double digits. This may just be more than a lot of adults in their entire lifetime. So, interested in having the best time? Read further and follow the simple tips listed below. Do your research. This is an all-around and very important tip. Doing your research is important to know what to expect. Is it a cold country? Is cash a better means of making transactions? What form of transport is used? What are the norms and taboos? This helps you know what to pack, how to deal with people, and the preparations you should make. You should also research their tourist attractions to find out which intrigues you most. This helps you cover all ground without any regrets. Lastly, you should check for the medical requirements for the country you intend on traveling to. This avoids the pricey cost of doing these tests at the port of entry. Pack light but pack well. We understand that you are tempted to take your entire wardrobe. How can you possibly pick out a few clothes from your entire set? Well, we're here to tell you that it is possible and very cost-effective. You wouldn't want to have to pay for extra baggage, especially when you won't use 3/4 of the clothes packed. But amidst all the plans for packing as little as possible, you also don't want to forget the essentials. We would never advise the famous act of buying what you need when you get there. It is the worst move you can make, as you are also not sure of the availability and affordability of the item you want to buy. Look for kid-friendly airline services and hotels. You need an airline that can keep your children occupied and entertained. We're sure you don't want your children climbing on your head and screaming in your ears the entire ride. Do your research to find out which are most appropriate and cost-effective. As for hotels, as with airlines, they can be tricky and must be chosen properly based on situation and need. Hotels that come with play blankets and children's channels readily available on TV would be a good idea. Some hotel packages may also include playgrounds and even swimming pools. Choosing this carefully would help you have a nice, happy and quiet vacation while your children are off having fun. Take whatever you need to keep you busy. Your plane ride may be a very long one and we don't want you getting bored and restless, so we advise you to charge up your iPads, tablets, phones, headphones, and so on. After making sure they're all charged, load them up with games, movies, music, and anything that would adequately keep you occupied for the entire trip. Also, if you're not so crazy about technology or you're afraid you'll get bored easily, you should consider taking along drawing materials. These include things like pencils, crayons, markers, papers, and so on. You should also carry along a sharpener in case any of your tools break or get blunt. Remember the snacks. What's a movie without snacks? What's a trip without munchies? Sad. We all know the feeling of wanting to chew or something. Yes, your mouth can get restless. What to do? Never forget your snacks. Eating also helps to reduce boredom. Also, if the airplane food isn't ready or there's no nearby place to stop by for a snack during road trips, these snacks can come in handy. Lastly, you should try to take along gum or something to chew so your ears don't hurt during liftoff or descent. Get enough sleep. With all the planning, packing, and preparing, the stress takes a toll on your body. You may have had sleepless nights trying to cross all your T's and dot all possible I's, so you're probably exhausted. Do you have a flight of 12 hours? Ensure your kids are strapped in and safe and take that nap. You need it. There's also the possibility that you do a road trip and you can't exactly sleep while driving. Please don't. Well, if there are 2 adults or more adults in the car, you can take turns to drive while the others rest before their turn. This way everyone is rested to an extent for the adventure ahead of them. Lastly, if you're the only adult and no turn taking is possible, you can afford a few hours of sleep when you arrive at your destination. Remember, your body is not a log of wood, it will break down. Try the many available transportation services. Each state or country comes with its mode of transport and it may be quite different from where you're from. If you want to embrace the new culture and experiences, try taking these transport services. Who knows? You may be able to experience it all before your vacation is over. These adventures bring you down to the level of the indigenous and you're able to understand the way these things work and relate more. Also, if you're not so conversant with the processes, you can research them to know how to go about it. If for anything, you will have tons of stories to tell your friends and family back home. Decide on a way to avoid getting lost. In a new place, you're bound to visit theme parks, city parks, zoos, or many tourist attractions, and because of the nature of these places, they are usually crowded. You may also have restless kids that are everywhere. They could wander off wanting to try different rides, snacks, games, and the likes. So, there is an obvious need to have a plan to prevent anyone from getting lost in the frenzy of things. For one, you guys can agree on a place to meet up at a specific time, when it's time to head back home. But for smaller children, you can give them or have on them a tag that has this information as well as contact details. Another measure is to provide the children with phones to call in case of emergencies. These measures, whichever you decide, are important to ensure safety. Meet new people. When you go out, you are bound to see people, especially at tourist attractions but also at simple places like restaurants. You should try and relate to them and make new friends. Also, try to get your kids to play with other kids. This acts as the best kind of recreational activity while possibly making long-lasting relationships. During this process, you can also share experiences and maybe you can pick up a few words in a new language. Remember to have fun. Well, we saved the best for last. Amidst all the shopping, planning, safety measures, and the likes, remember to relax and have fun. That is why you traveled, right? And it wouldn't make much sense coming back from a vacation even more stressed. Also, if you don't have fun, what stories are you going to tell your friends and family? We're sure you don't want to start sharing about how you spent the entire thing tired and in your bed. So, go out and have fun.